An unconventional love story. This love story began on an ordinary day at the Universidad de Los Andes. One afternoon, as I roamed between classes and I spent time with my friends, I was going to meet the love of my life. Surely you will think it is a powerful word for two 18 years old, but after everything I have been through, you will understand me. I met him in a popular college bar with some friends. Nothing too special if you ask me. Not much happened that day, but he asked me for my number, the universal language for being interested in someone. From that day on, we started to talk and go out every day. And without knowing, we were falling in love. After a whole month of this constant interaction between each other, we decided to go out with some mutual friends to a nearby town to spend the weekend. At the time, the COVID pandemic was starting, and there was a great possibility of confinement. Upon arriving at friend's house in this town, this wonderful man prepared the biggest surprise for me. He made our relationship official by asking me to be his girlfriend. That day, I was thrilled because this day marked the beginning of our fairy tale. Unfortunately, the pandemic had just arrived in Colombia, and we had to quarantine the next day after our relationship began. Incredibly, just the day we started our journey, we had to quarantine in different places for who knows how long. And to make matters worse, we were not prepared for a long distance relationship. During this time, we spent many nights laughing and watching movies, on FaceTime, of course, but things could get a little bit ugly when we fought. Being a part of the most beautiful stage of our relationship was the worst. Our frustration was so incredible that we broke up for a few days because everything seemed impossible. Being away took a toll on our relationship and the love we felt to each other. It was not until we spoke again and decided to fight for what was ours that we had to find a way regardless of what we left was because at some times it didn't. 2 months later, we finally saw each other again. And on that old love we thought we lost, we were able to bring it back, and a few days of being together and remain ourselves that we felt of each other. The happiness remained for a while, but it wasn't until the end of November that I received the worst news of all. News that destroyed my heart and made what could be the best thing that ever happened to me the worst. His parents had to go out to Spain for a year to do a master's degree, and he had to go with them in December. That's right, we were going to spend a year without seeing each other, and now there was no escape. We had to repaint the nightmare all over again. That day he left for Spain was the worst feeling I have ever experienced. But no matter this issue, we decided to continue our relationship and prove that love is stronger than distance. Months went by between the same fights and happy moments, and maintaining our love was very difficult due to our ways of living life. It was not but 6 months after our farewell, he surprised me at my own house, a surprise I never imagined. The moment I had been waiting for so long had arrived. I could not believe I had him in front of me, that I could hug him and touch him again. We were finally together. Well, he couldn't stand being away from me anymore, and so he returned that we could continue our relationship the way we like, together in the same place.